which is the last startup, but not the least important. So let's please welcome Manel Ruiz. He will be sharing the project about Bitlattice. Thank you.
Good start. Yeah, great. Well, my name is Manel Ruiz. I'm the Bitnation Ambassador in Spain. Chin. Yeah? Okay. And I'm here to introduce for the very first time one of the projects that has impressed me the most in my career, which is Bitlattice. For those who are like beginners in this blockchain thing, as you know, everything started with Bitcoin, no? Then Ethereum incorporated the smart contracts, and everything was like an evolution, no? We are on an evolution, and we think that the next step, naturally, is Bitlattice. Bitlattice, it's not blockchain, so you can relax. We are not talking about really blockchain, but it has all its properties and adds so many more to the scene. Basically, when I'm coming here to the European Blockchain Convention, it's pretty funny because I'm going to try to put everybody's feet on the floor, because we are talking about having the whole supply chain, billions of people doing transactions on the blockchain, land register, everything on the blockchain. And if there is an ingredient of the blockchain doesn't work, it's scalability. I mean, it doesn't scale inherently. I mean, it's a one-dimensional form structure where beginning depends on end, every block is connected, and it has huge limitations in what is scalability. You know, like nowadays, thinking of Bitcoin, like it's doing like 7 transactions per second. Ethereum is doing 20. I mean, with all these projects I see around, I mean, the vision is amazing. No, like we have transparency, we have a global community of people like doing things right, like everything, like corruption will be much harder to be enforced, but it doesn't scale. I mean, we are not doing billions or millions of transactions on a blockchain. So we have created from the ground a different technology that is called Bitlattice. Bitlattice works as a multidimensional structure. In fact, this wall, it's pretty funny because you can help me to explain it. Imagine one of these frames, and imagine it like 3D, and that it grows at the same time when a user or a customer is using the network. In fact, in Bitlattice, we don't have mining. The humans just provide computation power and storage power and storage capacity. So we are trying to deal with the thing of the scalability, and basically another thing that it's timing and complexity. Bitlattice, because it's a 3D, a multidimensional structure, can handle much more, thousands, millions, billions of transactions at the same time. It doesn't have this limitation of transactions per second. Every cluster of Bitlattice can work by its own, can be synchronized by its own. Inside these clusters, there are something that is called the fully homomorphic entities that are the ones that do the consensus. I know that this may be like really extraordinary, but it works a bit like a neural network. For me, I understand it as a step forward from blockchain going to an AI ledger. I know that this sounds very weird, but yeah, I mean, it's something that is we're trying something new, completely revolutionary. We are not copying Bitcoin, we are not copying Ethereum. We just show that it doesn't just scale. So, just to give you an example how the project is working, it's not coming from an institution, it's coming from a developer team that is all around the world. Basically, I met them in some forums on the internet. It's very interesting because Bitnation, it's the company for which I work, are thinking to migrate to Bitlattice because of these scalability issues that has Ethereum. And well, basically, there are some anonymous contributors of the internet, which give it to the project completely decentralization. In fact, the creator, Hybrida, it's someone that you can find in the webpage, and you can ask him any question of the technical aspects of this technology. But there is not still, I'm sorry, I have to say that there is not still, we are working for the next weeks to release the white paper. So we are not another application on blockchain. We really want to make the whole vision of Ethereum and Bitcoin possible. Because right now, like, really, I'm really sure, like, it's not going to scale. Like, even if they try hard with this Plasma, Raiden, state channels, all these solutions, the Lightning Network and everything, blockchain can handle at the best, if you squeeze it, like, with all these improvements, it can handle maybe thousands, hundreds of thousands of transactions. But think of the Internet of Things, the supply chain, we need billions of transactions, even if we have a growing population. So maybe I know that this may sound a bit politically incorrect to come to the blockchain convention to talk about a technology that tries to go further, but it's really what we need. I know that maybe, I mean, we are not going to win the competition, I don't really care. Because again, I think that blockchain on all this DLT revolution, it's about cooperating, not about doing competition. No? It's like doing a better world. And I really like the vision of Ethereum, but I think that to be able to give it to a real world, we need something like Bitlattice. Basically, Bitlattice, what it's trying to do is like it's trying to strip all human interaction with the blockchain. In fact, blockchain, humans just provide, as I said, computer power and storage. In a poetic way, we could say that Bitlattice employs humans as flowers employs bees. Just to understand it a bit more, less technical. Now I'll do maybe something that people have been cool to do this morning, which is a little lesson of what is blockchain, and to see the differences, no? Like, think for example in terms of security, no? We are talking about the blockchain, it's much more secure than the centralized platform, no? But still, as you know, there is this thing of the 51% attack, hash attack, which, okay, it requires huge funds, but it's doable. And think, for example, that in the 2025-2030, like 20% of the information will be critical for a human being, and the 9%, 10% will be hypercritical. So our life will be in risk in terms of this information. It's not secure 100%. So blockchain, Bitcoin blockchain, it's the most secure on the world, but still it could be attacked even by a quantum computer. Bitlattice is prepared by such a scenario. Mining, as you know, well, mining, the scalability, the timing events is something that as well. It's if you know, there is this thing of the oracles that try to bring real data from the external world, no, to activate somehow the smart contracts, and this is something that it's been very complicated, no, for everybody's talking about the oracles and it's the future, but no one works, not even the ones who don't want to say names, but everybody talks about, well, I could say names, IOTA, Eternity, they still don't have nothing working in terms of oracles. So transactions, yeah, you can do some transactions. Decentralization, yeah, it's quite decentralized, and applications. The cool thing is that all these applications that you can do in blockchain, you can do them in Bitlattice. So we don't really want to, we are not, as I say, not another application. We would like to have other platforms like Bitnation, for example, to migrate to our Bitlattice platform. This is how Bitlattice works. Fully homomorphic encryption, it's quantum resistant, it's unhackable, something that is really important. I mean, blockchains are really secure, but are still hackable, and we cannot put all the eggs in one basket and be in the risk that it gets stolen or whatever, or hacked. Mining, as I said, there is no this meaningless wasting of the proof of work Bitcoin. No? That I mean, we want to create the next world, and we are going to create it with something that wastes energy like in a natural way. In a way, I'm really sure that Satoshi Nakamoto wasn't thinking that this was going to go that far. Maybe it was an experiment, and probably mining is going to become something a bit primitive. I really think that it's going to, we can go a step forward. Scalability. Scalability is an inherent feature of Bitlattice because of this thing that I told you of the multi-dimensional structure. Because it can handle like many things at the same time. It's not one block after the other. It just grows in the same direction every time. It's kind of like hash graph, tangle, but not exactly the same. It's a direct acyclic graph, but that grows in every direction, no, basically. And as well, it's very cool the thing of the synchronization of time events, because it's done by the network itself. I mean, the oracles, once the prototype is fully working, will be working as well. So, I'm sorry, yeah, I mean, in a way we are selling smoke at the moment because we don't have the prototype. You cannot download it in GitHub, but it will, you have to trust me. Sorry, but it's like this. We are in a blockchain convention and I mean everybody's selling a smoke to each other. Transaction speed, I mean, as we tried in the internal test, it will be ridiculously fast. I mean, it will be infinite as much as you can. No worries about the transaction speed. It will be, if you see TP, the transaction per second, right now Ripple is in 1,500. I think the king, it's Visa. We try to reach the goal that we need for this fourth industrial revolution that's coming. That's billions of transactions per second. Otherwise, all this that we are talking here of doing this new economy, it's not going to work at all. Decentralization. This is a very important point. It's very decentralized but in the same time, centralized because the decision process is meant to be performed by the network, by these homomorphic entities that I told you. So it's completely decentralized and completely centralized at the same time, pretty funny. And, well, as I say, it's quantum computer secure because of this homomorphic encryption. And basically, you know, I just want you to present this project. I mean, we are working on it and we're going to grow. It's going to be in the scene in the next years. You'll hear about this. I just wanted to have an eye on it and keep following us in the webpage. If you want to get in touch with us, you can ask any technical question and we will answer them by email or any other way. So there's a contact info if you want to get in touch with the project. Otherwise,